We're probably seeing the biggest changes in the mobility sector since the invention of the automobile, basically revolutionizing the way people get from A to B. We're absolutely delighted to host our third mobility dialogue here in San Francisco and in Silicon Valley between our German and American partners. Very important topic right now, autonomous driving, the future of cities. They go together hand in hand at the beautiful consulate in San Francisco.
We see it as an opportunity to really be in conversation with leaders in the space from not only the United States, but really across Europe. We think that the German-American Chamber of Commerce is a wonderful facilitator, and we're very proud to be a sponsor.
I think it is super important to engage in these dialogues because I truly believe that we cannot find a solution within one corporate or within one startup or within one government. I think this is a joint effort.
Oh, I think it's really beneficial to bring together thought leaders from the different sectors of society to exchange ideas, because we all learn from each other by doing that. And driving a vehicle out in public traffic is a really complicated thing to do.
I think the space that will see the most growth or change or impact here will be tech regulation.
There's a lot of gaps in how the data will be managed and secured, which really brings up huge opportunities for smaller startups. So these smaller companies are going to invent new technologies to help make autonomous driving work, and those companies have enormous upside if they can do it right.
It is now, to a much larger extent than ever before, city governments, regional governments, who really play the decisive role for what customers expect from us. So if you talk about car sharing, it needs enabling by city governments. If you talk about electric mobility, you need city governments to contribute by, for example, granting space for charging infrastructure.
To have a truly innovative but also integrated approach, it's going to take people from all of those different sectors and all different types of businesses, but also investment and capital from both the public sector and the private sector. And this event brings together all those people, and I think that's what makes it so unique.
It's something that I would certainly like to experience again and also see how our perceptions, our views, our ideas shift as the environment, mobility landscape around us changes.
I hope we can find more ways to cooperate on this very important topic. Germany and the United States have both been at the forefront of these developments, and I think we need to partner even stronger to make sure that we can stay ahead of the curve with all the developments that are happening around the world, around e-mobility, about autonomous driving and the urban environment.
When we started planning this event, the idea was to cover the topic of automated transportation in a comprehensive way. So in a way that would not just look into technology dimension, but also in the business dimension, into the social dimension, and what I believe is also very important, to look into the dimension of human factors and the human-centeredness of the approach. And I think that worked very well. What do you think?
I think it totally did. And also going back to the initial idea for this event. So we were basically clear from the beginning that we wanted to have the event here at the German Consulate General in San Francisco. Well, we are somewhat limited in space, but it's really a fantastic place to bring people from the United States and from Germany together. But it was something, okay, it's about 100 people, you get experts, and you also get like the community that's like German-American community. So we thought it sounds more like a dialogue than a conference.
And actually this was an experiment, honestly. So for the first time we made it a full day event, and in the full day event we tried to establish or to create some structure that would lead us from the first minute of the day to the last minute of the day through the dialogue. So we gave the participants many opportunities for exchanging ideas and for developing ideas together. So we had them actually sit in little groups together and have them moderated by an expert in their field. And it didn't take long, it did not take much for them to discuss among each other, so that even the moderator in the end of the day was no longer needed, because that was a bit of a chat amongst friends, and that is something that I believe that's unique.
So as you said, friends for sure, and also was this great mix of technical experts who know about artificial intelligence, business models, sensors, and then just plain users who actually wonder, what is my shared mobility right going to look like in 10 years from now? And bringing these groups together and have a discussion throughout the day, I think that is pretty good.
What I found really amazing is that the mindsets of the people here in the conference seem to be quite similar in saying this is a major transformation that we will see in mobility, and that requires to consider all the different dimensions, all the different aspects of it in a comprehensive and complete way. And it's not possible to take a little issue like the sensing of the environment or the connectivity or a legal framework out, but that they're all linked together, that these topics need to be, that all these issues need to be solved in concert.
Yeah, and also definitely one more thing, that we definitely brought up a lot of questions. But the important point, I think, is that we agreed on many of these questions, that they are important, and that people connected through those questions with one another, so that we definitely established new connections for sure, maybe even partnerships and further, but that it was something, there's not a single player who is really the ultimate wisdom in like what future mobility is going to look like, but really, I wonder about this question, you wonder about the same question, so we should actually talk. I think it worked very well.
There's another thing that is, we are having so we actually brought together a German-American community of researchers, engineers, innovation managers, if you want, on future transportation, future mobility. And I'm quite lucky to say that we had, even so we are quite far away from Germany, we had quite some participation from Germany, as there are so many companies having their research and innovation centers in the Silicon Valley, and they were able to bring in their best people, so that was a great success.
I think we should do it again.
We are doing it again.
What do you think?
Absolutely, we do.
Good. All right.